Ever felt too flawed to be of any use? You're not alone. Even the greatest figures in the Bible were far from perfect. Jacob was a cheater, Peter had a temper, David had an affair, and Jonah ran away from God. Yet, they all had a purpose. God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. So, if you think you're too messed up, think again. Moses stuttered but led a nation out of slavery. Jonah was rebellious but preached repentance to Nineveh. Whatever you've done, it was already taken care of when Jesus died on the cross. But you have to take steps to claim your eternal reward. Just like cashing in a lottery ticket, there are rules for collecting your eternal reward. The 10 Commandments are your roadmap. Even Peter, who hung out with Jesus, had a hard time sticking to the program. It's not about being perfect, it's about trying. You were created with a purpose, and that purpose doesn't have an expiration date. Jesus taught us to pray for God's will to be done on earth. Fear of failure or what people might think shouldn't hold you back. Your weaknesses give God an opportunity to show His strength. Being committed to God's will isn't about losing out on fun, it's about finding a deeper, more lasting joy. Imagine a life where you have peace and chaos and joy that doesn't evaporate with setbacks. That's what God promises. According to Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20, God's power is already at work within you. You just need to recognize it and tap into it. Let go and let God. It's like having a GPS and refusing to follow the directions. God's route is always the best route. Shift your mindset. Instead of thinking, I have to do this, start saying, I get to do this for God. Embrace your weaknesses. Moses had a speech problem, and God used him to speak to a king. Your flaws can be your strengths. Take it one day at a time. You don't have to figure out your whole life right now. Just take the next step. Talk to God regularly. He's not just the boss checking in. He's the mentor guiding you every step of the way. Celebrate your wins. Focus on the small victories. God sees those moments, and they matter. If you think you're too flawed to be used by God, think again. Look at the misfits and mess-ups who played starring roles in God's story. God's calling you, not because you're perfect, but because He can work with your mess. Live a life that honors God. Start living like your life matters because it does. Let go, let God, and watch how He turns your imperfections into His perfect plan.